Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. Congratulations to all of you on the 79th Independence Day of India. Friends, I come from IT, as you know. So in IT there is a tradition of retrospection. For 2 week sprint, we retrospect for 30 minutes and we check what went well, what didn't go well, what can be done better the next time. We take action items, etc. So after 79 years of independence, don't you think there should be a retrospection? How every prime minister performed? How was every prime ministerial term? What went well? What didn't go well? Means our failures, and what can be done better the next time. For example, if there is emergency, did we enact laws which would prevent the future prime ministers from doing something like emergency? Yes, of course, we enacted such laws. So let us retrospect, as a country, let us retrospect how the 79 years of independence have went so far. So these are all the prime ministers of India, the major faces I have put here. In a greater amount of detail, here I have given all the tenures as well. I have given thumbs up and thumbs down for really outstanding work and really bad work, which really brought the country down. So I have given thumbs up and thumbs down for them respectively. This kind of a thumb, horizontal thumb, I have not given, otherwise it would be too much cluttered. Only where you should really discuss and retrospect, only at that places I have given thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up you won't find beyond this slide except on the title. Thumbs down I have given at multiple places because I feel the main purpose of retrospection is not to praise the team too much, but to find out the mistakes so that we become better the next time. Okay, so don't take it personally. I'm not giving thumbs up or thumbs down based on any party line. This is a very neutral perspective, and do let me know in the comment section also whether you agree or disagree with them on this particular video. I'm not going to take down anyone's comments unless you're abusing somebody, unless you do something really bad. I'm not taking down your comments. Feel welcome to comment. I want to start a discussion with this video. So let us start with the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. Yes, a lot of thumbs down. Many people think that he was the worst Prime Minister that India could have ever got. Even the British Raj was better than this guy's Raj. But I hold a different opinion. I feel, see, he has done a few good things, a few bad things. I'm going to very neutrally tell you what all he did good. For example, he integrated 360 princely states into India. Now when I say he, actually the Home Minister was Sardar Patel. Many people give him the credit, but as the leader of the nation, that credit also goes, or primarily it goes to the Prime Minister of India. So I'm giving him that credit. He was the reason why the princely states were united and we are in a united India. Because the British left us divided into so many princely states, 360 to be precise, or I think close to 360. He was the guy who brought all of them together. Another thing, he was the guy who adopted constitution. Of course, he took 3 years to do this, but still, our constitution is one of the best constitutions in the world. Of course, we copied a lot of laws from a lot of other constitutions, but there is nothing wrong about it. Why should we reinvent the wheel when we see that there are so many successful countries running great constitutions? We have adopted good things from all these constitutions, and India's constitution has a lot of great things which are specific to India. So kudos to him for getting a very good constitution. He did not become a dictator, and he put institutions in place so that people could not become dictators in the future. But it's very ironical that his own daughter imposed emergency. We'll come to that as well. But it was really difficult in a country like India to be a dictator. And we see our neighbor Pakistan. Neighbors means Pakistan has had so many military journals taking over the entire country. So there was military dictatorship in Pakistan for so many years and so many times. It's kind of a failed democracy. And as compared to that, Jawaharlal Nehru did a splendid job to give a good start to this country. Of course, he goofed up at a lot of places, which I'm coming at. For example, he goofed up in the Kashmir issue. He intervened too early. We should have won Kashmir and then you say whatever you like, you give a statement after that. But no, he intervened while the country was already fighting with Pakistan. It was a full blown war, and he invited United Nations for intervention. And that's the reason why with Pakistan we share a line of actual control. Even today, the border is not clearly demarcated. Americans usually show Kashmir as part of Pakistan because America has historically favored Pakistan. Whereas countries which favor India, they show Kashmir as part of India. We of course show it as part of India, but usually in neutral situations, it is shown with dotted lines. It's no one's land. It's kind of, controversial. That's what people show it to be. The only reason is Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru. Otherwise, our armed forces would have won that territory. He should have said that Kashmir belongs to us, but he didn't do that. So that is his failure. Second failure that he had was, Article 370. That was a pain in our ass for so many years. Thank God, Narendra Modi finally. He did not revoke it. You can call it as he disarmed it. And it was really difficult. And kudos to Amit Shah also, because he was the brains behind doing this. So kudos to Amit Shah and Narendra Modi for doing that. But this was the guy due to which this pain was inflicted on the country for so very long. So that's why a thumb down there as well. Then he came with a lot of socialist agenda things like 5 years plan, very good. He put institutions in place like IITs, IIMs, very good. He started just a couple of them, but still, those were the pioneers. Those were the first IITs, IIMs. So good job. Of course, Modi did open more IITs, more IIMs. That's another thing. But he started it. He should be given the credit for that. Great job. But his problem is with Hindus. He himself was a Hindu, and he never liked Hindus so much. He was always about the other side, appeasing the Muslims. I don't know what was wrong with this guy. He appeased Muslims too much, and he threw away or pushed away his own people, Hindus. And so is also the case with Narendra Modi or Sangha Parivar now. They want to lure the voters on the other side more than their own voter base. So I'm not saying he was the only guy. Probably he just wanted to be a great statesman. He wanted to build a secular India, which was a good thing, by the way. Nothing wrong about it. But in appeasing the other side, he went a little too far. Just like Modi or Sangha Parivar also goes a little too far in appeasing the other side. So this guy brought up Hindu code bills. A series of bills, not just one bill, series of bills. And all of these bills were targeting only the Hindus. In the name of reforms, they said, okay, you have a lot of superstitions, man. You have a lot of caste system, man. You have this bad, you have that bad. Your women are treated badly. And, in inheritance, Hindu women should get an equal share. Yeah, I agree with all these things. But my only problem is, don't you see the woman on the other side facing greater amount of atrocities? And why don't you talk about that? They live in burqas, for God's sake, and you're still okay with that. How much voice do they have? So try to empower those women as well. And by the way, those women are now being empowered by Narendra Modi after so many years of independence. That guy had to come up and he said that triple talaq should be abolished. And this guy, who reformed Hinduism completely. I'm giving him credit for that. And that's the reason why we are a great society, because Hinduism was very well reformed by the British as well as by the first Prime Minister of India. I give him that credit. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's a very good guy. But show the same amount of reform in really regressive society, really regressive cultures like Islam. You should have shown that, because if some culture is really regressive, they are a burden to the society. A lot of bad things pilfer in that society, like for example terrorism, jihad. You uplift the society properly, you give them proper education, you bring them to the level of the real today's world, and I hope they won't do terrorism unless the religion itself teaches it. So you need to reform Islam. He didn't do it at all. He reformed only the Hindus. He did not reform any other religion also, by the way. But I'm not coming to that. I'm mainly focusing on the two biggest religions in India. When you're giving so much of focus on one, then why do you neglect the other? Then States Reorganization Act. Now this was really pathetic. I hate him for that. He divided in 1956. The Indian states were reorganized and the states were formed based on the languages they speak. And even today, we feel that pain. Tamil Nadu, for example, is one state which provokes every other South Indian state against Hindi or Hindi speaking people. So that is bad. It can lead to civil war someday, and the credit will be given to Nehru, because Nehru created states based on languages. He should not have done that. And even the South Indians, especially Tamil Nadu, should be stopped from, spreading this venom of language-based hatred towards the cow belt or North Indian people or Hindi-speaking people. We are one country. We should stay united. So all this started, all this gand jo machi hai na, ye sara start kiya tha Nehru ne. See, I'm really putting my sentiments behind, and I'm trying to be neutral, but seriously, I hate this guy for so many reasons, and one of those reasons is this. Yeah, then he did great things also, like Hyderabad was assimilated. Some people give credit to Sardar Patel for that, but I'll give credit to this guy. He was leading the nation, give him the credit. Goa's liberation from the Portuguese, very good. I appreciate him for that. But then he trusted Chinese too much, and he thought, we are a Gandhi's nation, why do we need weapons? Such a foolish idea. Every country needs weapons. Every country needs a proper military. And so the Chinese, his dearest friends, he said, Hindi, Chini, bhai, bhai, and then they attacked us. And even during that attack, he did not allow the use of air force. And that led to so many casualties of Indian soldiers. They were not even prepared. I mean, they didn't even have proper winter protection. They didn't have boots. And even their bodies, they could not be recovered. I mean, he was such a bad person as a prime minister. He really didn't deserve to be the prime minister. Sardar Patel should have been the first prime minister of India. But Gandhi forced the country to make this guy the prime minister. And Gandhi and Nehru, I'll never forgive them for this thing. He was the worst start that India could have. Then again, there were a few scandals like Jeep scandal, Munza scandal. Scandals I haven't mentioned too much into the slide because every Congressy prime minister has done some scandal or the other. We are finally out of scandals after Narendra Modi came. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there was no scandal. So only when BJP is in power, there are no scandals. And whenever Congress is in power, there are always scandals. This is party specific problem. There is lack of discipline in the party and everyone is for themselves. And when too much power gets assimilated or accumulated at one place, one person has too much power, they normally get corrupt. So that is the party's problem. There is lack of discipline in the party, and that's the reason why there are so many scandals that come up in Congress ruled people, Congress leaders, and even the prime ministers. Now the next prime minister is an absolute thumbs up. Everything is a thumbs up worthy thing. I would call Mr. Shastri as one of the best prime ministers that India has got, and he's a wartime prime minister. When he came to power, Nehru died. Many people say that Nehru could not face the insult that now he is not a statesman and he lost to the Chinese, Hindi Chini bhai bhai ka kya hua, and that's why there was a lot of emotional trauma that he was going through, and that's why someday he died. So he died in 64. So in 64, again the Congress party only, they gave a gem. So I'm not saying the entire party was bad, but later on Nehru Gandhi Parivar completely seized over this party. They were also not very bad people, but I'm saying this complete seizure of the party stopped the real talent from blooming in Congress party. But before that, Lal Bahadur Shastri could come to power, and he is a real gem, although he is a Congressy too. Sardar Patel was also a Congressy. I'm not against a party. I'm saying let's be objective about everybody. This guy is the best prime minister, one of the best prime ministers that India could have ever got. When he came to power, basically he was a kisan. He was basically a farmer, and he used to wear dhoti. And even in his president's villa or whatever it is called, he used to garden over there because he was a farmer. And he was always He stayed connected with his roots. His property, when he on his demise, when the property was, his family was still, I won't say destitute, but at least you would call them lower middle class to poor. So family of the Prime Minister of India was poor after he was assassinated after 2 years of his tenure. So this tells you about the how good this guy was. He was not corrupt at all. He was very, very sincere to the country. When he came to power, people took his lesser height, and he used to speak very softly. So Pakistan, especially America, who was backing up Pakistan at that time, they thought that Nehru was still some amount of statesman, although he was foolish. But this guy, come on, we can annihilate India now. Thank God India has chosen such a Gandhian. He was also a Gandhian, by the way. What will he fight? And then Pakistan attacked India in 1965. So he came to power in 64. In 65, Pakistan waged a war on us. And the reason was this only, because they thought this guy is not going to fight back. But to their utter demise, this guy gave them, he fought tooth and nail with them. At that time, there was food shortage, thanks to America, by the way. There was an artificial kind of a food shortage created in India. So America helped Pakistan in that way, and Pakistan was militarily attacking. Of course, Pakistan had American weapons also, so America was backing completely. At that time, this guy said, he ignited the flame of patriotism, and you have to fight back, and hope. There's still some hope. If you could fight the British, we can also fight Pakistan and Americans. So what he did is he gave a slogan called Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. At that time, there were famines in India. He said, okay, I'll have fast for one time a day. I'll eat only once a day. Everybody in the country also followed the suit. They also started eating only once a day. Okay, because there was lack of food. And America, who speaks about human rights and everything, America didn't even give us those wheat which they used to feed their pigs. That red wheat, that also America did not give us. So America treated us worse than it treats pigs. So this is how racist America was. And even today, to a great extent, now you see under Donald Trump, that mask unveils a lot of times that America is still a racist country. White supremacists still show up their ugly face. So even at that time, we were in very bad shape. And Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji said Jai Jawan. In Jai Jawan, he said, let there be special task force, which later led to the formation of BSF. And BSF is still very important in India to protect our borders. He was the guy. Because Nehru was a person who said, why is military needed? Why is border security required? We are a country of Gandhiji. He was also a Gandhian, but he was a patriot. He had his senses in place. वो उसकी अकल ठिकाने में थी. नेहरू के जैसे बेअक्ल नहीं था वो आदमी. So that's the reason why Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji led to the formation of BSF. Then he said Jai Kisan also, and he said let there be Food Corporation of India, Agricultural Prices Commission. This led to the foundation of Green Revolution. And the Prime Minister after him was Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi is given the credit for Green Revolution. Very good. She did great job in that. For example, she set up Bhakra Nangal Dam and everything. Very good. She did great jobs. She made Punjab, the food factory of India. Okay, very good. She did a great job. But the foundation was laid by Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji in his 2 years tenure, that is 64 to 66 tenure. Then he also laid the foundation for abolition of privy purses. Privy purse means what? Whatever princely states were there in India, they used to get some stipend, you can say, or maybe pension kind of a thing from the government of India. This was in return of merging in India. So if a princely state merged in India, they were given some amount of the tax money. They said, okay, you are the princely state, you are the royal family, so continue your royal life, but at least let this part merge with India, and let us not fight over the land, let us merge in India properly. So those privy purses also, sooner or later, they had to be discontinued because they were a burden on the taxpayers. So he led to the initial steps for abolition of privy purses, and later Indira ji, who is the next PM, she abolished it completely. She was an iron lady. I'll come to her. I'll really appreciate her for a lot of things, and I don't like her for a lot of things. Okay, so that is it. And then mysterious death. So when he was in Tashkent, which is now a part of Uzbekistan, but previously it was part of USSR. So 1965 war, we gave a very good fight to Pakistan. We were having an upper hand, but then both the countries had to listen to UN, because UN started coming in, and UN said that now you should really not escalate the war further and come to the discussion table. So US as well as USSR didn't want us to fight furthermore, because otherwise they would be dragged into a fight, and then they were both nuclear powers and they did not want another world war. So they said, okay, fine, those brown people, don't fight. Both said this, US as well as USSR. So people treated us very badly in the beginning. Now, both of them said, okay, we don't care about your disputes, you brown people. We don't care about anything. We don't care about Kashmir conflict that you have. Just sit together and end this war. And so USSR facilitated this. Our PM, and there was a commander, I think there was another general dictator from Pakistan. Both of us went to Uzbekistan, that is Tashkent at that time. Tashkent was it is now in Uzbekistan. Previously it was in Soviet Union. And Soviet Union brokered the deal between us. Okay, so Soviet was better, by the way, more powerful at that time as compared to the US and the West. And that's why we did not pick the wrong side. We were always on the winning side. We picked the right side. So again, credit to Nehru. We picked a better side. We were more inclined towards USSR right from Nehru's time, and especially in Indira Gandhi's time, we became completely USSR oriented because US became completely oriented towards Pakistan. That's the reason why. Otherwise, we were neutral. In the first prime ministership, we said we'll be neutral, but then USSR started favoring us a lot, and Pakistan was being favored by the US, and that's why we fell into this thing. We took a side, and even today we try to be neutral, but then there are presidents like Donald Trump who push us away from the US, and we had to go into the arms of China and Russia. So mostly it is due to the bad policies of the US. Otherwise, we would always like to be neutral. Now, Shastri ji did a samjhauta, means he did a ceasefire, and then he said that, okay, let us end this war. So he put an end to this war, and that samjhauta was done in Tashkent. And one day after signing the Tashkent Declaration of Peace Treaty between India and Pakistan, he was mysteriously found dead in his room. Now there are so many rumors. There is a great movie by Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri called Tashkent Files. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It tries to find the reasons behind the murder or death, you don't know yet, of Lal Bahadur Shastri ji. So please see that movie. I would highly recommend you to see that movie. And by the way, the birth anniversary of Shastri ji is also 2nd of October, just like Gandhi ji. But many people call it as Gandhi Jayanti. I would normally always, wish people Happy Shastri Jayanti. I would never say Happy Gandhi Jayanti, because I personally don't like Gandhi so much. I like Shastri ji. He was a real patriot. But unfortunately or ironically, he was a Gandhi's disciple. I mean, I don't like Gandhi, I like Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, but Shastri ji liked Gandhi ji. So that's how the circle of life is. Okay, now Indira Gandhi, she is better known as the Iron Lady of India. If you see the West, there are very few female leaders that they have. Very recently, a few leaders in Germany, Italy, And even in UK there was a leader, Thatcher. So they came recently, but otherwise normally even the West was ruled by the men all the time. In East also, only a few countries have female leaders, and one of those countries is India. India had the third prime minister as a lady. Such a nice gender ratio, you can say, very nice. Till then it was a very good gender ratio, 2:3, 2:1, perfect, fantastic. But after that we never had a female prime minister. We should think about it. As a retrospection, I'll say we should empower our women furthermore, and our women are great, and an excellent example is Indira Ji. She is very rightly called the Iron Lady of India. She took a battle with Pakistan over the East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. She said, you are mistreating the Bengali people so much that they are crossing the border to come into India to save their lives and to save the lives of their families and to save their daughters from being raped. So this was all done by West Pakistan, means current days Pakistan. And so she said, stop doing this. Pakistan said, do what you want. Pakistan thought, what would a lady do? And then this lady broke Pakistan into two parts. This lady, this Iron Lady of India, said, okay, we are putting our forces in. We thought we did not do it immediately. In the heat of the moment, we didn't do anything. Sam Manekshaw did not take a decision in the heat of the moment. He said, see, we need time for preparation. It took a little time, and after that time, he started building a kind of a civil war kind of a situation. It was already there. We only empowered those people who were fighting against the East Pakistan, and then we put our boots on the ground. We put our soldiers on the ground, and then we completely captured the East Pakistan's military. Okay, and at the time, Soviet Union also helped us a lot. So US had sent their aircraft carrier, and USSR was already ready with their submarines, and they brought their submarine to the surface, and they told them that there are many such submarines in the water. Do you really want to come here? Do you really want to engage with us? Because with India stands USSR. That was the kind of ironclad partnership we had with USSR, and even now with Russia also we have that kind of a partnership. And that's the reason why we cannot go in the fold of the US. We try to be neutral, but then Donald Trump kind of people come, and then we once again feel like, oh come on, we cannot desert Russia. So that was the kind of thing. Then she also conducted the first nuclear test of India. Many people give nuclear test credit to Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, but that was Pokhran 2. Pokhran is a site in Rajasthan, so they say Pokhran 1, Pokhran 2. So Pokhran 1 was done by Mrs. Shrimati Indira Gandhi ji. I completely appreciate her for that. Amazing job. Again, she is the person who led to the inclusion of Sikkim into India. It was again a princely state. We had a treaty, or you can say we invited them to be a part of India, and very graciously they did accept. And so without any fight or anything, without any political pressure also, very amicably Sikkim became a part of India. And till today there is no civil war in Sikkim. Sikkim people never say, oh, we have our own identity. Never like that. Never. They are very much a part of India. They are Indians, and they consider themselves very much as Indian as we are. Everybody. Fantastic. So again, credit goes to Indira ji. Again, the first Indian satellite, Aryabhatta, it was designed and built in India, and it was launched by USSR, but still it was designed and built by India, the first satellite of India. And it stayed in the orbit for a couple of years, I guess. I think after 5 years there was a power failure, but still for 5 years there was an Indian made satellite orbiting the earth. Fantastic job, fantastic job. Again, credit goes to Indira ji. This happened, and immediately after that, in April this happened. In June, means April, May, June, just 2 months later, she imposed emergency. And that's the reason why she is disliked so much, that you imposed emergency. So due to this emergency, what happened is, all the good things that she did, now everything gets masked up, and they say that, oh, she imposed emergency, she was a dictator. No, she was not a dictator. There were situations due to which she had to do something really drastic to stay in the power. But I would say she should have left the power. Just like Atal Bihari Vajpayee also faced such a situation. They lost by 2 votes, and their 13 days government fell into scarcity of votes, and so they had to leave the government. So that is what Indira ji should have done, because she is a fantastic lady. I really admire her for so many reasons, but this emergency thing is something that I don't like. She stayed in power as a dictator, and you immediately turn from goddess Durga to a dictator. Come on, yaar. I mean, such a lower pedestal for goddess Durga. I mean, come on, yaar. You should really not do that. She lost all respect of the country in these 2 years, 75 to 77. Otherwise, she is a fantastic lady. Don't treat her badly. She is a very good person. Again, another reason why she is treated badly is the Simla Agreement. They say that, see, when you had the entire military of Pakistan in your clutches, surrendered to you, so why didn't you ask for Kashmir? Why didn't you say that, there should not be line of actual control, Kashmir belongs to us, give it to us? We could have done that. I don't know why we didn't do it, and many people in this country don't know why we do it. So Simla Agreement, as a standalone agreement, I would say it's a fantastic agreement. But since you did not talk about Kashmir in that agreement, that is why it is treated as a thumbs down. It's an opportunity lost. But what is there in Simla Agreement? Simla Agreement says that whatever issues are there between India and Pakistan, including the Kashmir issue, they will be settled amicably only between India and Pakistan. No third party will be involved, including the UN. Because her daddy, that is Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, he goofed up and he made this mistake of inviting UN into the talks between India and Pakistan for Kashmir. And his daughter corrected his mistake, and she said that, now Kashmir topic will be discussed only between India and Pakistan. No third party will ever get involved. And that's the reason why even today, when Trump tries to intervene, we say it is a bilateral issue. You have no business talking about it. And that's what Trump doesn't like, because Trump likes to be, I do everything, which is absolute bullshit. He does nothing, by the way. So that's how it is, Otherwise, here it should not be a thumbs down, but it is, because many people think that it's a thumbs down. Here also, bank nationalization, it's a thumb down because, previously this was one step towards closing our economy, towards making us more and more socialist, just like the USSR. At that time, it looked really good because USSR was really successful at that time, and USSR was supporting us. So we were almost becoming like USSR, or maybe like we could have even become a part of USSR in the future, and even that would be okay, no problems there. They were really running the country better than the West at that time. Very good. No corruption, very little corruption, no corruption, you can say, and really, really people-oriented governance. Welfare state. So USSR was really good. Even if we would have become a part of USSR, we would be better off. I would say we would be run in a nice way. So what she was doing was not wrong. But now if you see it, in today's world, whatever she has done, the nationalization of bank, later on, these nationalized banks gave bad loans to the corporates, so they led to corruption. And that's why we say, oh, nationalization of banks was the worst idea ever. Now we say that, but at that time it looked good. So her heart was in the right place. She did not do it on purpose. But yeah, today if you see it, it's a thumbs down. You should not have done it. We see it now. But at that time it looked really good. And then finally in 84, just before her death, unfortunately, we sent the first man to space. Again, he was sent, although he was an Indian citizen, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma ji, he was aboard a Soviet spacecraft. So the spacecraft wasn't ours, but the person was ours. He was an Indian citizen. And then this whole thing was the discussion between her and the crew over there, that was televised live on Doordarshan. So that was a conference from space. Think about it. Now we have conference from the US to India, something like that. But there, you know, in 1984, there was a conference on Doordarshan between New Delhi and space. So that was something great at that time. And यार एक moment बन गई थी उसमें, जैसे when she asked राकेश जी that, you know, वहाँ से भारत कैसा दिखता है, how does India look from there, and then very famously Rakesh Sharma ji, he was a patriot, of course, he was a wing commander, so he came from the military. So he said, you know, he famously replied, सारे जहाँ से अच्छा, it is better than the whole of the world. So that thing, actually a moment got created at that time. It is remembered till date. So she was not a bad person. She was an okay person. I gave her an okay kind of a thumbs symbol. Then came Moralji Desai. Wait a minute. I gave him okay, but mostly he was really thumbs down. I'll tell you why. The first thing Moralji Desai did is he declared end of emergency. Actually, the statement is not completely correct, because emergency was ended by Indira ji only, and that's the reason why there could be elections. Otherwise the country was completely in her grip. If she wanted, she would have stayed as a dictator for her life, but she didn't do that. She ended the emergency and she thought that the people will still vote for her. People did not. People brought Moralji Desai to power. He was from Janata Dal. Janata Dal is a party which led to the formation of Bharatiya Janata Party. So you can say the mother of Bharatiya Janata Party is Janata Dal. So Janata Dal, from Janata Dal only Moralji Desai came. So the first thing that Moralji Desai did when he came to power is he declared officially, now as the Prime Minister I am saying, yes, the emergency has really ended. Come on, means whatever. He was the weakest Prime Minister that I have ever seen. Okay, I'll tell you further. He did 44th Constitutional Amendment, which made it really difficult for the future PMs to declare emergency. Very good. So this is the lesson that we learned from emergency. So retrospection was perhaps done that, you know, how can we do, what can we do to avoid this in the future, what can be done better the next time. So they said, okay, we'll do something, we'll put a constitutional provision which will make it really difficult for the Prime Minister to declare an emergency in the future. Then he appointed Shah Commission, which was basically to investigate how Indira Gandhi misused her extreme power during emergency. So what did she do wrong? Even the Shah Commission could not find a single big thing which Indira Gandhi did wrongly. She was a patriot. She was an absolute patriot. So, you know, she didn't even do anything wrong. Even during emergency when she had absolute power, she didn't do something wrong. Fantastic woman. I really respect her. Re-establishing relations with China. Re-establishing relations with Pakistan also. So about Moralji Desai, he was a Gandhian. Okay, again, the source was problematic. Gandhi was the problem. His ideology was problematic. So, you know, Gandhian ideology says that, see, even if somebody slaps you on this face, you show the other cheek to the guy. If you receive a slap on one cheek, show the other cheek. This is the most foolish thing that anyone can do. Moralji Desai fell into the trap of Gandhianism. Means he was always a Gandhian. So, you know, he used to say that, oh, why do we need nuclear weapons? Why do we require raw? Raw is being used by Indira Gandhi to, you know, meddle in the affairs of other countries. Why should we do that? It's a very bad thing. Every country meddles in the affairs of every other country. That is how international politics is run. You cannot be in a pond full of crocodiles without being a meat eater. You have to kill them, eat them. That's how you survive in a pond of crocodiles. This guy said, nahi yaar, main to ahinsavadi. He even used to think just like Jawaharlal Nehru, that why should a military be there? Why do we need a military? Why do we need raw? He never asked why does US require CIA? Why does Israel require Mossad? Why does USSR require KGB? He never asked that. He said, why should my country have anything like that? We don't have such ambitions, only are. He didn't even ask why should Pakistan have a military? Why should Pakistan have intelligence? No. He was like, अरे यार उनको जाने दो यार. We are a country of Gandhi. And he actually closed down parts of RAW. And then look at the foolishness of this guy. He used to speak with Ziaul Haq, who was the military general dictator of Pakistan. And while speaking to a dictator of that sort, he should be a little vigilant. He should use brain, or you should not talk to him because you are too gullible. So he spoke to Ziaul Haq. And Ziaul Haq said, अरे जी कैसा पंडित जी कैसा चल रहा है? देसाई जी है ऐसा मस्त है एकदम. And then देसाई जी said, अरे पाकिस्तान भाई अपने को पता है कि तुम क्या कर रहे हो. I know what you're doing. You're building nuclear weapons. He was that kind of an idiot. Idiot of the highest order. And that's why when people say Sangh is the answer to everything. No. Sangh, this is a product of Sangh only. Sanghi people previously used to believe in Gandhiji. Even today, many of the Sanghis are like Gandhians. Now, after Modi came to power, somehow even Sanghis are changing a little. But Sangha in general is not the answer to everything. You know, there are absolute fools, fools of highest order in Sangh as well. Even traitors of highest order are also there in Sangh. Sangh is not entirely good. It is not a silver bullet. Okay, I won't get into that, otherwise we'll digress from the topic. So Ziaul Haq, he was idiot enough to say that, oh, we know that you're building a bomb. And so then Ziaul Haq came to know that there are raw operatives in Pakistan who are telling the Indian state about our operations. And so he did a combing operation, and so many raw people were caught and they were killed mercilessly. Of course, they must be tortured. They must be asked that where are your other fellow Indians? Where are the other raw operatives? Even they must have been caught. They were also killed. Their families were destroyed. Entire state of Pakistan came after them. And all this due to one idiotic prime minister, which was Morarji Desai. Failed attempt to ban liquor. Yeah, this was a good thing that he did. He tried to ban liquor in India. It's a good thing. Now, many people say that, see, you know, liquor is important for the economy. Even BJP also thinks the same way, by the way. Although in Gujarat and in Bihar, these are the only two states in India where liquor is banned. But BJP, more than anyone else, knows how important liquor is to the economy of the country. And they often say, even those people who are in BJP, who are in RSS also, even those people say that, see, you know, we cannot ban liquor because liquor is a huge source of revenue. But when they say this, they forget that what are you earning from? You're earning from the ashes of those families who get destroyed by alcohol consumption. Because in India, we don't have one peg and leave it there. No, we have to take the entire bottle down our throats. And that's the reason why people get drunk. They abuse their wives. They don't behave well at home. Their families get destroyed. The wife may run away with the children to save her life, by the way. Nothing wrong about her. I'm saying bad is with the husband who is drinking and beating her up every night. Or maybe the child would kill the father to protect her mother. The child is put in the prison. His life is destroyed. Mother's life. I mean, all this used to happen in earlier. You must have seen Bollywood movies. They are very much based on a reality. So this attempt was really good. Desai's liquor ban idea was really good. Modi's liquor ban idea is also good in his state, and I think Nitish Kumar's idea to liquor ban in his state, Bihar, is also good. I completely stand by these people for liquor ban ideas. Yaar, paisa aayega jayega. You cannot build coffers from the money that you earn from other people's broken families, the ashes of their family members. You should not do that. This is not what a welfare state does. So kudos to him for only one thing, that is liquor ban. Rest everything, either it was selfish, it was against Indira, so I came to power, I'll enact some rule to put you in pressure. It was very selfish, or it was very stupid outrightly. But this is the only good thing this guy has done, and I stand behind him for that. Next Prime Minister was Rajiv Gandhi. He stayed in power just for 4 years. He got the sympathy vote, to be honest. When Indira Gandhi was assassinated, so after Desai, after 79, means after 2 years of Desai, Indira Gandhi once again won the election. She came to power, and then there were a lot of things like Operation Blue Star, and then she was assassinated. So when she was assassinated, after that, she was assassinated in 84, and after that, the country again didn't have a prime minister. So Rajiv Gandhi, being her son, got a sympathy vote, and her other son was, some people say killed, some people say he died out of an accident, but he also passed away, right? So from the Gandhi परिवार, who is the गांधियों का चिराग जो आके दुनिया को बचाएगा, देश को बचाएगा? So that was only Rajiv Gandhi at that time. So Rajiv Gandhi got sympathy vote. But when he came to power, he was a kind of he was seen as a reformist kind of a person. So I'll tell you the reforms kind of things. So when he came to power in 84, he passed an anti-defection law. Anti-defection law means, you must have heard the phrase Ayaram Gayaram, means the MPs, especially independent MPs, used to pick the side of any party which is going to win or which is going to give them money. So very openly there was a horse trading of ministers, MPs, members of parliament, to form the government or to break a government. And that is called as Ayaram Gayaram, kind of means Ramji, suppose somebody's name is some Ram, then he would come to a party, so he'll be called as Ayaram, and then after 2 days some other party will be giving him more money, so he'll Gayaram, so he'll go away. So that stopped with anti-defection law which was passed by Rajiv Gandhi. So he was a reformer right from the beginning. He did great reforms, groundbreaking reforms in a few things like this one. Then Punjab Accord was signed. It stopped the insurgency in Punjab. Assam Accord was signed, which stopped the illegal immigration in Assam. Even today there is a lot of illegal immigration in Assam. Muslims from Bangladesh, they come to Pakistan even today. So it used to be the case even at that time. So Bangladeshis have been jumping the border ever since those days. Even today they do the same thing. Now I'm talking only about Muslim Bangladeshis. These are the bad people. These should be checked. The Hindu Bangladeshis, they are running for their lives. They'll go wherever they like. But the Muslim Bangladeshis are very safe over there. They are the cause of all the evil over there. And now they want to spread that evil in our motherland as well. So I am against Muslim Bangladeshis. Hindu Bangladesh is most welcome. You're Hindus. This should be a motherland for India, for Hindus. So they are most welcome. But yeah, Bangladesh had that insurgency problem right from those days. The Muslim immigration from Bangladesh used to happen in India ever since those days. So he signed Assam Accord, which was targeted to stop, which was aimed at stopping this. So he was a reformer in a lot of things. But then he was also not a reformer in a lot of things. Like for example, Shah Bano case. Supreme Court, that was a divorce case basically. Shah Bano is a divorcee. She got divorced, and the court said that now you should be given some monthly maintenance because you don't do a job, so you should be given monthly maintenance. But the Muslim men, by the way, they said, oh my God, this is Supreme Court's intervention in our way of life, which is to beat the women and treat them like slaves. Yeah, that's our way of life. How can you intervene? So Rajiv Gandhi said, अरे जी आपके लिए तो कुछ भी हाजिर है जी, मैं Supreme Court क्या होती है? I'll stop Supreme Court from intervening. And he enacted a rule called as Muslim Women Protection of Divorce Act. Means protection on divorce. I don't know what the name was exactly. This is what came from AI, so I just gave it to you. Just confirm it once. So what he did is he nullified Supreme Court's judgment. He said, no, Shah Bano should not get any maintenance from her husband. He was such a cheapo kind of a shameful guy. The poor lady was getting some maintenance, which was not even huge, just a little maintenance, but he could not see it happen. He overruled the Supreme Court's Supreme Court's verdict by enacting a law. So this was seen as a Muslim appeasement. Now to counter this, he also did a little lollipop thing with Hindus also. He opened the doors of Ram Mandir, but he didn't do anything about Ram Mandir. So I didn't even mention it. It was like too little, too less to mention. I mean, he was still an asshole, I would say. A very bad person. A disgrace to the post of a prime minister. Then he was not even a patriot. He was full of scandals. Bofors scandal is one scandal that came out, and that came out not because we Indians had a free press and they could know. The press was, आज के मीडिया को गोदी मीडिया बोलते हैं ना लोग. Today is not a Godi media, Baba. Godi media was during the Congress period. No one could write anything against Congress. People saw that there is a scandal. People knew everything about it. No one talked about it. No one in the press talked about it. So the people never came to know about it. It came to people when another country's I think it was a Swedish company Bofors. So we were purchasing artillery guns from them, and इसमें घोटाला किया था राजीव गांधी ने. तो Swedish people, Swedish press found this घोटाला. They told the world, and that's how we came to know कि अरे मेरा prime minister तो चोर है. We came to know about it not from our media. We came to know it from the global media. How foolish is that? I mean, what was the stage of our media at that time? You see this. What was the state of our media? Then Operation Cactus. Now, see, reforms tak theek tha, lekin he thought too much of himself, to be honest. And now this is called meddling in other people's affairs. Having raw is not bad, but he was really meddling in other people's affairs. Like he went, he saw that Maldives is a Muslim country again. तो वो वाले मुसलमान भाई का सत्ता खतरे में थी. There was going to be a coup over there. People wanted to overturn. He should have let it happen. What's in it for me? I mean, come on, let it happen. No, he stopped this from happening by sending Indian military. Such a foolish thing and such a waste of India's tax money. Why do you want to save a Muslim sultan from a coup? What have you got to do with it? Okay, till there he was successful, so I'm letting it go. I did not give a thumbs down, but here this thing, it deserves a thumbs down. In Sri Lanka, the situation was that Sri Lanka is majorly Buddhist, and a minority, the second majority you can say, is Tamils. Usually they are Tamils, Brahmins. I'm also a Brahmin, so I have a lot of affinity for them. And Indians also have affinity for them. The state of Tamil Nadu also has affinity for them. Now, Buddhists were committing atrocities on Tamils. So whose side should we take? We should take the side of our Tamilians, right? Our Indian brothers and sisters who went there and settled there down, right? We should take their side. But this asshole took the side of Sri Lankan government, which was majorly Buddhist, who was actually committing Sinhalese actually, who were actually committing all these atrocities upon the Tamils. And obviously Tamilians were forced to pick weapons because of these atrocities, and then they were also forced to orient those weapons towards India, because he put Indian boots on the ground to kill Tamilians. So Tamilians were not at fault in assassinating this asshole. He did it with his own mistake. He did it, he was killed. Okay, he had to be killed. I feel sorry for that Tamil girl who had to sacrifice her life to kill this asshole. And India was actually liberated from this guy in 1989. So 4 years, but 4 years were really bad for India. He is also a bad person. Actually, I should be giving a thumbs down over here, but I gave him a a medium kind of a review, because he did a few good things also, like this anti-defection law was really good for India in the long run. And then he also did a good thing. I mean, this Assam Accord, Punjab Accord was good, and this thing also, he laid the foundation of MTNL and VSNL. Now MTNL is Metropolitan Telephone Nigam Limited, which gave telecom services in Mumbai and Delhi only. And VSNL is Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, which gave telephone facility from India to abroad, or from abroad to India. So we did that in 85 or so. We did this in 85, and we got independence in 47. So think about it. We got that Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited set up after so many years of independence. So okay, I'm giving him the credit. So I gave him a medium review. He also now about these two companies, you must be wondering which of these became BSNL. No, BSNL is a new thing which the country adopted. So BSNL was to give Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, means within Bharat, means within India, it would give telecom facilities to all the regions other than the regions being served by MTNL, means other than Mumbai and Delhi. But later on, MTNL became a part of BSNL, and so now BSNL gives telecom facilities across India. And then there was LPG reform, so other private players also came into the market. So now BSNL, no one takes BSNL SIMs, everyone is taking some private company's SIM. So now BSNL, MTNL, VSNL, none of these are required. VSNL does not even exist now. VSNL became Tata Communications, Tata Telecommunication or Tata Communication something. So Tata took it over after LPG reforms, means liberalization, privatization, globalization reforms, which we had in 1991. After that, Tata took over VSNL, and MTNL over the time became part of BSNL. Okay. And he also lowered the voting age from 21 to 18, which is really good. And just a fun fact, now the West is thinking, especially in UK, they are thinking that the voting age should be lowered down furthermore to 16 or to 14. They are willing to lower it down furthermore, which is a good thing. It's a sign of mature public. It's a very good thing. So again, a good reform. So I gave him a middle review. VP Singh, yeah, he deserves a thumbs down. He was a worst prime minister after Nehru. He was a worst prime minister that India could get. This is the kind of people who are only after power. He is the kind of person who will break the system just to stay in the power. He would break a country to stay in power. He would do something just to stay in power. So he brought OBC reservations. So first thing, a good thing he did was he withdrew Indian Peacekeeping Forces, IPKF, means Indian military, from Sri Lanka. Very good. That's one good thing he did. Then he also tried to bring Lokpal bill to curb corruption, but he could not do it at that time. And then later, I think actual Lokpal bill, which got signed, it was brought by Manmohan Singh, and finally it is now implemented under Modi's era, and it is still in place. But these people did it, means Manmohan Singh and Modi should be given credit for that. This guy tried doing it, credits to him for trying it in 1989 itself, but he could not do it. So we had to bring the bill afresh. A new bill was brought. It was also Lokpal bill only, but it was a new bill. But still, for these two things, I'm giving him credit. But everything else that this guy did in this 1 year, he did everything bad. And these things, he inflicted so many wounds to India that we are still facing the consequences of this guy coming to power. Like OBC reservations, he is the guy who started OBC reservations. See, Mandal Commission had given its report earlier also. I think during Indira ji only, Mandal Commission gave the report. Indira did not implement OBC reservations because they knew it would break India. It would break the biggest religion, which is Hinduism. It would break it into caste lines, and she didn't want to do that. It looks like she didn't want to do that. It looks like even Rajiv Gandhi didn't want to do that. Although he did all these bad things, he was such a selfish guy, but still, even he didn't want to break the country apart. But VP Singh was a traitor of the next order. He was so selfish that he was willing to break the country apart just to stay in power. This was like a lollipop given to parts of Hindu community, saying कि अरे तुमको तो OBC reservation दे देंगे, vote for me. So for a few votes, this guy sold the country. Then Atrocity Act was passed by this guy. Atrocity Act means if there is somebody from SC or ST community, then if they accuse that Jati Suchak Shabd ka istemal kiya, means if they say that some Brahmin has used a foul word for me which would denote my caste, yani if his caste is Mahar ya Chamar and I would call him Chamar, then it's an atrocity on that guy. And then even if I would not say Chamar, I would not do anything bad to him, still he can blackmail me. He can say, okay yaar, मैं पुलिस में जाके बता दूंगा, I'll tell the police that you called me Chamar. And there was no evidence required. I could not take any anticipatory bail from the court. Anticipatory bail means if I think the police is going to arrest me, I'll take a bail from the court and I'll say, please let the matter be settled in the court. I don't want to be in the jail. That is a basic human right that everybody gets all across the world, but not in India. Across the world, people don't get that right only if you are caught in terrorist activities or trafficking drugs and all that kind of activities. But here they say, okay, मेरे को तो चमार बोल दिया इसने. And based on that, there is no anticipatory bail. You will definitely get jailed if someone alleges that you gave him Jati Suchak Gali, or you just called him by his Jat, you called him by his caste. Now this is the most misused law, one of the most misused laws of India. All the upper caste people, they face the brunt of it someday or the other. At some point, somebody in your family must have faced this. Somebody must have said to you, even to me it was said, by the way, ki, are you spreading casteism? I was not doing it. But the moment you talk about reforms, somebody will say, oh, are you talking about casteism? Oh, you want to be, are you the smart ass? Are you treating me differently because I belong to a certain caste? Should I complain? Complain kar dunga. This thing is a real trouble to all the upper caste people like myself. And so I'm saying this was a huge wound that this guy has inflicted upon India. This is more misused than really used. One of the most misused laws of India is SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. And then during this guy only, Kashmiri Hindus faced an utter genocide. Some people say, they ran away from Kashmir. They didn't run away. They faced a genocide. People killed them for who they were, for their faith. The Muslims, they killed Hindus just because we were Hindus. All this happened during this guy's regime. So he appeased SC/ST population. He broke part of Hindus. He said, OBC, chalo yaar, tumhe bhi appeasement. He gave a lollipop there also. He appeased Muslims also. He said, okay. He said, I'll turn a blind eye. Hindu kya kar dega? And those Hindus were basically Brahmins mostly. So Brahman करेगा ही क्या यार? ब्राह्मण के ऊपर तो एट्रोसिटी एक्ट डाल देंगे, ब्राह्मण को तो चलो कैसे भी ख़त्म कर देंगे. So basically this is the worst prime minister that India got. I would say he was even worse than Nehru, or maybe I'm really confused because Nehru got a bigger tenure as compared to this guy, but this guy was really bad. And thank God the country brought him down, and then we saw some really good people. Like the next prime minister, I would say he is one of the best prime ministers of India. Again, he is also from Congress. I am not taking any party line. He is also from Congress. He after this guy's foolish policies, the economy of India started crumbling down, and we had very little gold left in our reserve. And that is when P.V. Narasimha Rao took the steering of this country. And he steered us very ably, very nicely through the 1991 financial crisis. and he basically, his solution was LPG reforms, that is liberalization, privatization, globalization reforms. Means he liberalized, license raj khatam karo, end the license raj, and let the private players also come into running the country. So there can be private companies also who would run a certain business, like maybe steel manufacturing, or maybe nowadays even running a metro, private company does it, or having a telecom company. Okay, so he did this. He was the visionary behind it. He appointed Manmohan Singh as the finance minister. Credit goes to Manmohan Singh also. Very good. But credit goes to PV Narasimha Rao more so, because first of all there was political will. He wanted it. He appointed somebody to get the work done. That's another thing. But he wanted it. It was his brainchild. Second thing is, he completely insulated Manmohan Singh from all the political attacks. He faced all the attacks on his chest. He said, Manmohan, tum kaam karo, मैं देख लूँगा बीजेपी को. And by the way, BJP was attacking this guy. BJP was saying कि अरे इतना प्राइवेटाइजेशन कर दोगे तो कैसे जमेगा. BJP was against LPG reforms. And this lion-hearted person showed his chest and he said कि ये है 56 इंच का सीना. You talk to me. You don't talk to Manmohan. And so Manmohan got sufficient time to do all these reforms. Otherwise, Manmohan would not have been able to do that. He didn't have that courage. This guy had that courage. And look at Congress again. He came from Congress. Manmohan Singh also came from Congress. But look at the way Congress treats, or Gandhi Nehru Parivar treats, such great gems in their party. When he passed away, his funeral was not allowed to be in Delhi. पता है क्यों? क्योंकि Delhi is all about Congresses, Nehru, Gandhi, Parivar, that Rajghat and everything, they want it to be for themselves. They do not want a gem like PV Narasimha Rao to have a Samadhi Sthal somewhere near them. Is this not racism? Is this not casteism? Is this not like, familism, if I may call it? Everybody who is out of your family, you treat them like shit. You treated this guy that way. He is one of the best prime ministers that India could have ever got. And he was very badly treated by Congress. But still, full credit to Congress for at least letting such gem come out of your party. Come on, fantastic. So I'm saying Congress is not entirely bad. The Gandhi Nehru Parivar, if you take that out of Congress, probably Congress can revive. And yeah, today's BJP is neo-Congress anyways. So all the corrupt people are now there, and now they are brought into BJP. So there's hardly any difference between Congress and BJP. If the Gandhi Nehru Parivar goes away, then probably Congress still has a chance. So I don't hate the party per se, but I hate certain people who, like the PM before this, who were really bad. Okay. Now, he launched Look East policy. Look East policy is the same policy which Atal Bihari Vajpayee also followed, Modi ji also followed. Means this is a BJP liked policy. BJP likes this policy. Whose brainchild was it? It was PV Narasimha Rao's brainchild. He oversaw the dismantling of control, and this is just like that. SEBI Act, SEBI. Today there is SEBI, right, who regulates all the financial interactions and what is your credit score and everything, whether loan should be given to you or not. Till then, till 1991, we didn't even have SEBI, yaar. I mean, किस पाषाण युग में जी रहे थे हम? SEBI was not there. He is the guy behind introduction of SEBI. Then he established full diplomatic relations with Israel. But he was not completely pro-Israel or pro-America. He was a really balanced person. He did not appease Muslims. That's his credit. While he established full diplomatic relations with Israel, he also pioneered a policy of cultivating relations with Iran. So he did not desert Iran either. Okay, he kept himself equidistant from both the fighting neighbors. He said, okay, ठीक है, चलो यार, कोई बात नहीं. Two countries in Asia are fighting. I'll be equidistant. So previous to him, the Gandhi Nehru Parivar mostly, they used to favor Muslims so much that they never used to speak in favor of Israel. But this guy did. Then maintained and advanced India's nuclear and missile program. So already Indira ji did a great job for nuclear missile program and everything. He also continued it forward. And there's a very famous incident that many Sanghis or BJP people would say that when after he lost power and for 13 days when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji came to power, within those 13 days Atal Bihari Vajpayee conducted Pokhran 2 nuclear test. So why could he do it? Because all the preparation was already done by PV Narasimha Rao. But looking at the state of his government, he didn't want to make big announcement, and he just he very famously said that he while coming out and when he met Atal ji, who is the incoming prime minister, so he said, तैयारी हो चुकी है, आगे कर लेना. Means I have made the preparations, now you take it forward. That's what he said. Means at least the BJP people say that he said this to Atal ji, and Atal ji also, credit goes to Atal ji. He did Pokhran 2 tests, nuclear tests, within his 13 days of governance. यार 13 दिन में क्या होता है, you tell me. 13 दिन में क्या होता है? Within 13 days, this guy, Atal ji, great guy, he conducted Pokhran 2 nuclear tests. So fantastic, man, fantastic. So both these people were very good. Ever since PV Narasimha Rao, we are blessed with great prime ministers. All of them were great, including Manmohan Singh. I am not taking any party lines. Manmohan Singh was also great. Of course, he was run by remote control. So if you say, was Sonia Gandhi good? Yeah, Sonia Gandhi was also good because she was remotely controlling Manmohan Singh. But still, the reforms were really good. Overall, he was a good prime minister, except that his party people did a lot of corruption. There were so many scandals. There were so many terrorist attacks. Sonia Gandhi was too much in favor of Muslims. She shed tears for the terrorist children who died in Lokhandwala encounter. All that said, still, as a PM, mostly Manmohan was good. And if he was remotely controlled by Sonia Gandhi, then as a PM, Sonia Gandhi, or as a shadow PM, Sonia Gandhi was also good overall, except her appeasement towards Muslims, but overall she was still okay. Again, he was the first Nehru Gandhi PM who completed a full tenure of 5 years. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, of course, fantastic. Pokhran 2 nuclear test, as I told you, won the Kargil war with Operation Vijay. Lahore bus diplomacy. So look at how great this guy was. He won the war with muscle power, and then he won the diplomacy also. He showed the world that we are a peaceful country by, see, after doing nuclear test and after winning a war, the same year he's saying, okay, let there be a bus service from Delhi to Lahore, and that is called as bus diplomacy or Lahore bus diplomacy. Fantastic. This is how diplomacy should be done. This is how diplomats should be. This is how leaders of a country should be. Fantastic. And then domestically, what did he do? He said, let's build highways. National Highway Development Project, NHDP, was, founded by Atal ji, created by Atal ji. And then there was a famous highway route connecting the 4 metro cities of India, Golden Quadrilateral. Perfect. Again, really good. Very, very good. It connects all parts of India. So no north-south divide, nothing like that. I'm giving equal importance to everybody. I'm saying all these cities, by the way, which are divided like this in the shape of a rhombus, all of them are important for my country, and I'm trying to connect all of them. Such a patriotic thing to do. Such a patriotic thing to do. Golden Quadrilateral. Then Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Same Yojana which even Modi is continuing even till today, Manmohan Singh has continued. Great, that started from Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. So that is why in India you see there is so much of road network. You see that villages are so well connected to towns, towns are connected to cities. This is how business comes, and business flows like this in and out of villages. This is how it happens. So fantastic. Look at his vision, very, very visionary. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan means everyone should get education. That Abhiyan. Now after that, Manmohan Singh ji took it forward. He said now there should be right to education to all the children from the age of 6 to 14, free and compulsory education should be brought. So that was done by Manmohan Singh, but the foundation was laid with Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan by Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Then disinvestment of public sector undertakings. So public sector PSUs like this Bharat Aluminum Company or Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited. Previously government used to do everything. Now after 1991 LPG reforms, it was expected that now government PSUs will gradually be privatized. Even today, Congresses as well as BJP people alike, they normally say that privatization is a bad thing. No, that is the soul of that LPG reform. You have to privatize, and government should only be making rules, form an environment which is good for other private companies to run the country. Country should not be run by a government. That's what the LPG reforms was all about. And Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, for the very first time, he took to privatizing the government sector companies, that is public sector undertakings, that is PSUs. Like, see, come on yaar, can't the private companies make aluminum? Of course we can. He said यार बालकों को प्राइवेटाइज कर दो यार, क्या प्रॉब्लम है. VSNL, as I told you, it was privatized, and Tata, it became Tata Telecommunication or Tata Communication. So Tata took it over. Can't Tata do that? Of course Tata can do that. Tata is doing it even today. So what's the problem? Means of course they took out from that Tata Docomo वगैरह था उनका पहला, then Tata Communications, probably they don't give telecom services any longer, but they have Tata Play. They are giving us broadband internet, and they are doing a fantastic job. It's the best broadband that you can ever buy. It's even better than Airtel. Best connectivity, it's never down. All my successful meetings in the office are thanks to Tata Play. Tata Play Fiber. So I think fantastic job. So that privatization was needed. A new telecom policy was brought, and great things were done. Fiscal responsibility and budget management was also done. So a lot of reforms. Manmohan Singh ji, again very big reforms were brought, like RTI was brought, right to information. So now the citizens had the right to ask the government what's going on. It's just like if your team member asks the project manager what's going on, why are so many people leaving the company, why is this happening? So think about it, how much empowered everybody will be, and then how much check will be there on the people in power. Similarly, if the government is open to criticism from the public, and it is open to knowledge, I mean if you have to tell everything to the people except when it is a matter of national security, then if everything else has to be told to the people, then there will be less ghotalas. So that act came in 2005. But thanks to this act only, a lot of ghotalas which were probably already happening, they came to light. And so Manmohan Singh is only caught for that. Itta ghotala kaise aa gaya? That ghotala was also discovered due to his own goodness. Na? He said कि RTI आना चाहिए. Due to RTI you figured out कि अरे घोटाले तो इतने हो रहे हैं. Now you say कि तुम्हारे काल में इतना घोटाला कैसा हो रहा है. Now with the same logic, many bad loans were given during Manmohan Singh's era because they wanted to give rapid economic development. So we were the 11th largest economy at that time, and yeah, we used to feel very positive about India at that time. Now during that time, the loans were distributed left, right and center without without asking for any guarantee, anything like that. And so many people, when they defaulted, they used to run away from the country. His government didn't even catch them. Okay, now a few of them fled the country during Modi era. Okay, early during the Modi era. And then Modi was blamed कि इतने सारे घोटालेबाज कैसे भाग रहे हैं. Modi said, or people favoring Modi said that अभी भाग रहे हैं क्योंकि they don't have an environment to sustain. Previous government used to let them do anything with the taxpayers' money, pilfer that money, do whatever you like, don't repay. Still they used to live here happily. Now this government is stopping you from living happily, and that's why they are running away. And even those people who ran away, like Malia, more than what he ran away with, more money was seized by selling off his property or by this way or that way. More than that money is brought back to the country. So fantastic, hats off to Modi for doing that. But Manmohan also faced a similar kind of a criticism. Just like this criticism is bad, Manmohan's criticism is also bad. That अरे इतना घोटाला कैसा करता है. He was, come on yaar, he brought RTI due to his goodness. All those things came to light. Now he also led to Manrega. So Manrega started. Manrega is a very successful scheme. Modi showed it like aapke to. He said something. It's a smarak of your failures, but in reality, it led to a lot of rural employment, and it's a very good scheme. It guaranteed 100 days of employment to all the adult people in your family. All the adults in your family used to get 100 days work, which is very good. Out of 365 days, 1/3 of the time you get an employment, which is really good. Then India-US civil nuclear agreement was signed. So just before him, Atalji had conducted Pokhran 2 nuclear test, and then bringing US back to our fold and setting up India-US civil nuclear agreement, that was amazing. A big win in the international diplomacy. Now what happened due to this? So all the American companies who used to deal with civil nuclear programs like generating electricity from uranium or other such nuclear fission material, fission or fusion material, so building the nuclear reactors. Now what Modi is doing, by the way, he laid the groundwork for that by India-US civil nuclear agreement, but he could still not, or he did not probably set up many US based or other countries based nuclear power plants in the country. This is what is being done by Modi ji. Okay, then he created NIA, that is National Investigation Agency, after Mumbai terrorist attack. So again, terrorist attack happened, very bad, he could not prevent it, but he took a great countermeasure, which is setting up of NIA. And even today this NIA is really, really important. Now Modi ji is using it to arm twist the opposition people, but still NIA as an institute is great. He navigated India very well during the global financial crisis of 2008. Right to Education Act was signed. So every child from the age of 6 to 14 should get free and compulsory education. Again, this is part of Atalji's Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So he brought it forward, continued it. See, Congress and BJP, they usually just change the name of the schemes, but they continue the schemes which are good. And that is great about India. Otherwise, we would go nowhere. We will be like an earthworm. Part of the worm stretches in one direction, the other part stretches in another direction, the worm doesn't go anywhere. That should not happen to a country. So, thank God, Congress as well as BJP normally just rename the policies, but they continue the good policies. Even Manrega was continued by Modi ji, even after calling it so many names, he still continued it because it was actually a good policy. It's still a good policy. Introduction of Aadhaar. This is the person who gave us Aadhaar. Great guy. National, and again, Modi is the guy who used to oppose Aadhaar when he was not in power, but when he came to power, he knew he had to run the country. He said, okay, Aadhaar is important. Now link your Aadhaar with your PAN card, link this with your bank account, link everywhere. And he means Modi ji used Aadhaar to give subsidies and directly into the bank accounts of the people and all. So he did it really well. But starting of Aadhaar was done by Manmohan Singh. The National Food Security Act. Again, food security means subsidized food grains would be provided to approximately 2/3 of India's population. This is something that Modi ji is also doing even now. Especially he started during the COVID period. He has extended it for 5 more years. So, they are following each other's policies. They are taking them forward. If the policy is good, they are taking it forward. Launch of Chandrayaan, that is the first lunar mission of India. It was an orbiter mission, and that only led to the discovery of water on moon. The West might say that it is their discovery, but in reality, we led to that discovery. Our Chandrayaan was used to find water on moon, and we only discovered water on moon. But again, Chandrayaan 1 was also launched during Manmohan Singh's period. Then introduced VAT, that is value added tax, and laid the foundation of GST. Then of course he was too sluggish. The main problem with Manmohan Singh was that there were so many scams coming out that there was a virtual policy paralysis in his last 2 years of second term. So in 2012, 2013, he didn't do much, but he had a lot of ideas, and those ideas were taken forward by the next Prime Minister, that is Modi ji. He is by far the best Prime Minister that India has received till date. I have a lot of disagreements with Modi ji, but he is still the best Prime Minister that India has ever received. So Modi ji has launched Make in India. He launched it in 2014. As you know, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It's again the same thing. Food security. Manmohan Singh only did this, no? A National Food Security Act. He carried it forward. He called it Pradhan Mantri. Sorry. This is Jan Dhan Yojana. Jan Dhan Yojana means he asked all the citizens to have an account in the bank. So he brought bank accounts to all the citizens of India. And look at the timeline. 2014 he does that, and then he does demonetization 2 years later. So, and UPI was launched the same year. In April, UPI was launched. In November, demonetization happened. So now people had Jan Dhan accounts, and in those accounts you had money, and you could use UPI to make the payments. And that's the reason why UPI became so successful after demonetization. So this guy came with a plan. This is the kind of people we want in power. So people should be like this. Narendra Modi, perfect guy. Goods and services tax. So again, groundwork was done by Manmohan ji only, but he didn't have the courage, or he didn't have the vision at that time, because he was too much caught into all the scams which were getting excavated during Congress's era. So he was going through a policy paralysis. Within 3 years of his governance, Modi could bring out GST. And it was so daring of him. 1 year ago, there was demonetization. People were already upset. He upsetted the country furthermore with GST. So that is called as 56 inch ka sina. This guy also has 56 inch ka sina. Just like PV Narasimha Rao had 56 inch ka sina, this guy also deserves to be said that he has a 56 inch ka sina. Then Ayushman Bharat, which gave health insurance to all Indians, just like Obamacare in the US. Very good. Obama also, I like him for health insurance thing. Very good. He also, Modi ji also brought Ayushman Bharat. Very good thing. Revocation of Article 370. Very, very good. So finally, Nehru's mistake was corrected. Nehru's one mistake was corrected by Simla Agreement by his daughter Indira ji, and the second mistake, that is Article 370, that is corrected by Modi ji. Then CAA, very much needed act. I was all for Modi till that time, but after CAA was enacted, then what happened to BJP? I don't know. It started appeasing Muslims left, right and center, and appeasing Muslims is not so bad, but neglecting your own vote bank, not talking about Hindus at all, or letting them die at the hands of the Muslims, and still not saying anything, Maun Vrat, and still you are not called Maun Mohan. I don't know. I mean, these are the things that drifted me away from BJP or from Modi Shah politics. So otherwise, still CAA was enacted, I was all for Modi ji. When CAA was enacted, I used to debate with people. I used to say that, means within my circles, friend circle and all, that why is this act really important? Why is Modi ji great, and why should we stand behind him and all? But after that, Modi ji started appeasing Muslims a little too much. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. I would rather call it as Hinduon ka tax, Musalmanon ka vikas, and that's what I didn't like. And so I don't know, means I don't feel comfortable telling you which party I vote now, but yeah, definitely I have second thoughts about voting for this party. Surgical strikes, Balakot airstrike, Operation Sindhu. So these strikes put Pakistan in its right place, which is under our boots. Very good. I like it. Galwan standoff. So this is चीन को लाल आंखें दिखाने का ये he really did that. Very good. Hats off for him. And for both these things, 56 inch ka सीना for this, 56 inch ka सीना for this as well. He is doing a fantastic job so far. COVID-19 pandemic response. Fantastic. This was the best response out of all the countries in the world. We had the best COVID response. Even China didn't have that kind of a response. US did not have it. Other Western countries like Italy and all, we have seen what rubbish their medical teams did, and they did not do well. And we really did very well during the COVID, and especially when we were not at all prepared for this. At least there was some medical infrastructure in the West. Our medical infrastructure was in shambles. We did not make a single PPT kit. We did not make masks and everything. Now all the masks are made in India. And we started doing it during the COVID period. We even stopped various during the Galwan conflict was also during the same time. So we banned the Chinese apps and everything. Even today, TikTok is not banned in the US. The West hasn't banned them, but we did it. So we did a great job under Modi ji against China during the Galwan standoff and also against COVID-19. And again, we did not point out that this is Chinese virus like Donald Trump foolishly does so many times. I don't know whether to call it foolishly or bravely, but whatever he does, it did not bring anything good to his country, he just pushes people away. Modi ji is not like, Modi ji never called it as a Chinese virus. But yeah, BJP people started calling it and he let it happen. Probably if he knew about it, he let it happen. Very good. This is how a PM should behave, with dignity. Then G20 presidency and summit. So why am I mentioning it? Because during that summit, Modi ji promoted about millets. Millets are grown usually in India. So if the whole world starts trying to go towards millets, then we will have a great export opportunity in our agricultural sector. So fantastic. And even otherwise, millets are very good for health. So even Indians should be buying millets. So great job. I really liked it. Then inauguration of Ram Mandir. Great job. Hats off to him. Hats off to Modi ji for this. So no one else could have done this. Even Atal Bihari Vajpayee could not do it. Of course, he must be willing to do it, but he could not do it. That's why I say, ye banda great. So he is the best Prime Minister that India ever received. After him, probably I'll say Shastri ji. He was there only for 2 years, but great vision. Then Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Then not Manmohan. Then PV Narasimha Rao ji. Then Manmohan ji. Then Indira Gandhi ji. Indira Gandhi loses a lot of points just because of her emergency thing. Otherwise, if emergency was not there, then she would be way above the current rating. And then rest of the people, I don't even want to talk about them. Very opportunist people, very corrupt people. Like Rajiv Gandhi was corrupt. His mother was great. The son was bad. And Indira's father was also bad. What is with the men in this family, by the way? But Indira ji was a patriot. I like that lady. So this is what I generally think. This is how I feel we should retrospect, and a lot of lessons have been learned. I think the current government is also learning from their mistakes. I think we are on a right track. Overall, I'll say I have more than 85% confidence that India is on a very shiny path. It is going to be a successful country in the future as well. So do let me know what you think about it in the comment section, and until next time, this is Amit signing off. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you so much for seeing the video till the end. It does mean a lot to me. Could you also please see the video description? It has index, link to the study material, And also, if I've shown any products in this video, then the purchase links to those products. The comment section is open for your suggestions and also for your doubts. I always answer to the first 100 comments on every single video. If you want to support my work, here's my QR code or my UPI ID is amit.shirasao@UPI. Until next time, this is Amit signing off. Jai Shri Ram.